Thank you for joining me on my channel today. It's me and Mr. Jake R. Mutt in the background. You want to come hang out? You want to come hang out for story time? You're so cute. And we shall tell some stories. Today I'm going to tell you a story of the creepiest set I've worked on so far out in LA. It was for a music video for Big John Bates. So this music video was the first one that I had a lot of creative say in. I was able to kind of be the head of makeup, and then I did bring in one other friend to help me with makeup. I did the beauty makeup, she did some of the FX and like face painted in all the joints and some of the fabrication, and then I handled costuming. So for this job we did camp out in the desert, and they had us camp directly on site. And what was creepy about it was the site was like super creepy. It was like abandoned shack in the middle of nowhere. We were camping in a tent outside, and there was like broken glass everywhere, and there was like bullet shells all over the ground, and there was this really strange random like broken pig just chilling in the bushes. Like everything about it screamed like we called it the murder shack. We're like, oh yeah, we're just gonna head down to the murder shack to camp out, head down to the murder shack to film, just hanging out at the murder shack. It was horrific. I did start filming there a little bit at night and was gonna be like, ooh, spooky, look. And I just didn't want to be wandering around in the desert alone in the dark. And I was honestly kind of exhausted from the day too, so yes, that doesn't help. I didn't have a Jake Mutt there to protect me, right, Mike? Right? You weren't there to protect me? I was all alone in the desert in LA? I wasn't completely alone, I was with my friend Heather. But that was probably my creepiest set. I'm sure as I'm talking, when I edit this, I'll be putting up pictures of all the different stuff. There was like a bunch of other weird shacks in the area that I did kind of like wander off to check out while they were filming the next day. And there was like beds with like small forests growing on top of them, and like overturned chairs, and just all this really insane, creepy stuff just everywhere. So that was probably my creepiest. I think it matched the aesthetic of what they were looking for the shoot itself though, so I mean, they had that going for them at least. Like, they got what they wanted, you know? What else? Construction outside. Even though this was the creepiest set I've ever worked on, I don't think it was the most dangerous. I did have a set that I shot. I was working as a makeup artist, and it was really difficult to set up because they had us set up in this warehouse, and the person who organized it didn't like make space really for anything. They were just like, here's this abandoned warehouse, have fun. So it was trying to like set up tables and create a clean environment in the most unclean environment that I've ever seen in my entire life. And I ended up getting, I was wearing like ballet flats, and I ended up getting something on my foot that like, it was like this small rash, or like, I don't know what got on my foot, but it didn't go away for like 4 months on the top of, and it was like this big. It wasn't like huge, but it just kept like getting red and like rashy and crazy, and it just never again. Like, I don't ever want to set up quite like that ever again, with just the chaos that ensued, because there was like a bunch of people there and nobody knew where to set up or what they were doing, and it was like 98 degrees out and my models were just melting away, and I tried my best to set up like something to save my models that day, something, I was modeling that day too, like something just to preserve what we had going on, but it was utter chaos, and there was no direction on where you could and couldn't go, so you'd be shooting in one area, you'd be like, no, you can't shoot there, or no, you can't do that, no, you can't touch that, no, you can't move that, and you're like, okay, where can I go? And they'd be like, I don't know, anywhere else, and then you go somewhere else, and they'd be like, no, don't do that. It was like, it's really kind of insane. Well, the other one has come to beg our attentions. Come here then. My goodness. Oh, the family's come to play today, huh?
Whoa.
Oh. So that was my scariest. My scariest and my most hazardous. I definitely have a pretty cool setup right now. I have a small van that has a solar panel on top, so I can actually do stuff on site with my airbrush if I can hook up to my solar powered battery, and then be able to do makeup kind of wherever, which I had with me when I did my Pan's Labyrinth project to try and get into cinema. When I was competing for Next Level Cosplay, we set that up in the winter in the middle of a park, and then I did some makeup and hairstyling and touch-ups and things of that variety right in my van in the winter in the middle of this park, and then we served lunch out of the back of the van with hot ham and rolls, and it was like the perfect little setup. So I do have my little off-grid van to set up now and be able to do stuff, and the ceilings aren't really high, so you can't stand up in there, but I can pull anything I need to out, and I have a small canopy that I can set up over top of it. There's a sink that I can run water through, not hot water, but water. It's kind of a neat little vehicle. She's currently out of commission. She needs a little bit of fixing up, and but that's what my fiance's for. He's good at all that stuff, and he's gonna fix it all up for her. Bye. So I think that's about it for today's story time. If you want to see the music video, I will link that below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. If you want to see more BTS stuff, subscribe to my Patreon. Say bye. Bye.